Blog Talk Radio.
This is Stroh, the Maestro of Wrestling, known to his children as Papa, and you're listening to The Wrestling Lounge.
This is Tyson Dean, the current NWA Georgia Heavyweight Champion, future NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and you're listening to The Wrestling Lounge. Hi, this is Mark Merrill, former Intercontinental Champion with the World Wrestling Entertainment, and Johnny B. Bass, three-time World Television Champion. You are listening to The Wrestling Lounge with Brian Vaughn and Harold Martin. Don't turn that down, or it's going to be a lesson to teach you a lesson.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Brian, your host. I am joined by Harold, my co-host. Welcome to the show, Harold.
Good afternoon, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing good. We are just waiting on our guest to call in. We're going to have professional NASCAR racer Cassie Gannis on the show today. And if you have a question for Cassie, you can call in at 773-897-6289. Press 1 to be in the host's view. In the meantime, if you have a question, you can call in and talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. But you got any news for us, Harold?
Well, as some of you may or may not know, Ring of Honor is going to be on Destination America. And also, Big LG Promotions in conjunction with Wrestle America out of the Carolinas have a partnership, and they're going to be putting on a couple of shows. One of them is going to be in Barnesville, Georgia on June the 5th, and it's going to be a live TV taping. They have a deal now with a company on Charter Cable, I guess it is, in Georgia, and they're going to be putting on a new show out there in Barnesville, Georgia. And they're also going to be taping shows, from what I understand, in the Carolinas when they're doing shows too. So that's new and exciting. It's going to, from what I understand, their concept is they want to have an old type feel to it, like, you know, with the desk and stuff like that, I guess, with announcers and all that stuff. So it'll be a different product than has been seen in a while. You know, it was seen a while ago, that type of concept, but it hasn't been shown in a while. So it should be pretty good.
That sounds very interesting. I just sent a message out to Twitter to our guest. For those of you who haven't heard, Rusev was injured, so they're talking about possibly maybe replacing him this coming Sunday at the Elimination Chamber. I actually didn't even know he had a match this coming Sunday, to be honest with you. I guess he's going to fight Dolph Ziggler. I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure either. I just heard that he was injured, and it's questionable as to if he's going to be in the upcoming pay-per-view. So I don't know, you know, what the WWE's they might have to scramble to guess book another match. I don't quite know.
Yeah. And also, for those of you who have not heard, Jason Cook, who used to play on Days of Our Life as Matt, he's coming. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Matt. He played as Max on Days of Our Life. He's coming back on Days of Our Life very soon. He used to be on there with Kristen Storms when she played Belle. And also the other actress that played Belle, I can't remember her name, but he's coming back to Days of Our Lives, and there'll be several other people returning to Days of Our Lives for their big 50th anniversary show. And as y'all know, Sean from General Hospital is out as Sean Butler. He plays Sean Butler. I can't remember his last name right now to save my life, but and sorry, folks, we're just a little bit scrambled right now because we're, you know, waiting on our guest. But don't worry, folks. She will call in. She's a very busy person. But you got any other news, Harold?
I just heard that there was a conference call with TNA, Impact, and Dixie Carter said that they still got plans to move on. But I'm pretty sure that they she didn't tell the talent that according to memo leaked out, that Destination America has informed them that they won't be on anymore after, I think, September. So, I think she may be just trying to hold on to the talent in the meantime, so that she's got somebody to put on the show until then. So, I don't know.
Okay. Well, without any further ado, we want to welcome a NASCAR racer, professional NASCAR racer, Cassie Gannis, to the show. Hey, Cassie, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Sorry I'm a little late calling. I actually just got off work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw a message, a direct message you had sent me, but I didn't get to read it. Something about in the emergency, I think it said, or something.
Yeah, we had an emergency come in, so I had to stay late a little bit at work. But other than that, I'm good now. I'm actually driving in my car, so I have you through my radio talking right now.
Okay, good. I wanna ask you, Cassie, what made you decide that you wanted to be a race car driver?
Well, my dad used to race for the longest time, and I always still want to do it because I actually used to be a swimmer, a competitive swimmer, so I traveled all across the U.S. and went to St. Croix to swim, and I always wanted to race, and my dad always told me, no, you don't want to do it. So finally he got me in a tournament and started from there.
Wow, so who was your dad that used to race?
My dad just used to race at the local dirt tracks here in Phoenix.
Okay.
Hello, Cassie. This is Harold. I'm Brian's co-host. I wanted to ask you about your nickname. What's your nickname?
Yeah, my nickname's Squirt. I don't know really how that came about. My dad used to call me that ever since I was little. So a lot of people at the track now actually don't know me by Cassie. They know me by Squirt, really. So I don't know. It's just something that stuck.
Okay.
Okay. You were one of 30 drivers chosen to attend the 2010 NASCAR Drive for Diversity combined in October of 2009 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Motor Mile Speedway in Virginia in 2009. Out of 5,000 applicants, you had the fastest female late model time and placed second in the overall late model connection. How did that feel?
Yeah, it definitely feels really good to be one of the top drivers out there, especially once they narrow it down and you know you're there with some of the best diversity drivers out in the nation, and even in Mexico and Canada too, they bring them in. So it definitely feels really good that I got one of the fastest times out there.
Awesome. I was reading that you had I guess maybe in your childhood that you overcame a lot of physical ailments. Would you like to say anything about those and overcoming those?
Yeah, back I think it was when I was like 5 or if not a little bit younger, I got diagnosed with scoliosis, and I don't know if you guys know what that is or not, but it's the curvature of your spine, and over the years it just gets worse and worse and worse, and you either have to do surgery or just kind of live with it. And finally, when I was about, I think it was 15, I finally had the surgery because my scoliosis was so bad it went to the left. So it was actually impeding on my heart and lungs at one point, and it was a 50% curve that I actually had to go get it in right then and there, or else I wouldn't be racing anymore. So right now I have 2 titanium rods in my back.
Oh.
from 2010 to 2012, you drove for Rusty Wallace Racing Experience, practicing the NASCAR experience to race fans and corporations. What was that like to work for Rusty Wallace, to actually race for Rusty Wallace?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I mean, being able to work with him and his company is great, and also giving people who don't really know much about racing an experience to get in the passenger seat of a car and kind of learn what they do, because there's a lot of people who get in the car and they don't think you're female or anything, so they just see the helmet, the fire suit, and everything, and once you start talking, they're like, oh, it's a female, this girl's not going to go fast or anything. So it's actually kind of fun to watch them interact and see people who think racing is all about sitting on your butt and driving and you don't do anything, if they don't actually know how hard it is to control these cars around the turns and handle the cars itself. So
in other words, you're basically educating all the people out there that they don't, that think they know everything, but they don't, and then when they get through, they're just amazed and blown away at what they've taken away from the experience.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's a fun thing to do. I mean, watching them being like, oh, this is going to be so easy, and they get out and they're like, this is actually a lot of work to do, and how hot it is and how much you have to work. It's pretty fun.
Okay.
When you were, I guess, smaller, did you, like around here in Georgia, where we're from, there's like little tracks where they have like a little modified, I guess, go-karts and stuff like that. Did you drive stuff like that at first to learn how to do it?
No, not really. I didn't really go to any of the local kind of like indoor karting stuff to do. I didn't really do that. It was just basically get in the car and learn how to do it. And my dad pretty much taught me. Now I go to the go-kart track as much as I can to just get in the car.
Okay.
Now you were the winner of the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West, and you were the most popular driver in 2012, and you were presented at the NASCAR Night of Champions Gala in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Can you tell us about that moment and how it felt being presented with that award at the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I've been to the Hall of Fame before, and it's a great place to go to see all the history in NASCAR alone, and then the entire world of racing is just right there. And being the most popular driver as well, and that's all fan votes. So I just want to thank all my fans and everything just for giving me all those votes, voting me the most popular driver out there.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that, because it's all about the fans. Without the fans, there wouldn't be no support,
Exactly. I mean, without fans, either whether it's in football, racing, basketball, whatever, fans are 99% of everything you guys do.
I agree with that. Are you still a vet technician?
Yes, I am.
How's that, being different from racing?
Fun. I wanted something, because a lot of other drivers, they go into like mechanical engineering or things like that, and that was something I looked into, and I was like, I really love animals. I love helping them out, working on them. So why not get into something a little bit different? Why not work with animals? And that's what I ended up doing, is just going into the vet tech field.
Did you go to school for that?
Yeah, I went to school for 2 years.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask Cassie a question, call in at 773-897-6289 and press 1 to be in the host's view, and we'll get you on the phone with Cassie. In 2003, you were one of 9 drivers chosen by Michael Waldrop, and and you were actually chosen to attend the Peak Stock Car Dream Challenge. What was that like?
Yeah, that was a fun experience as well, because I knew some of the drivers who went there, so we got to talking and getting caught up with some of the other drivers, but then putting through challenges that you don't normally go through. Like, there was a go-kart challenge for endurance, there was to test your reflexes, and there was a bunch of things there to do, and it was just a fun experience altogether to be able to work with these Cup drivers and have them give you advice on things is just amazing.
That sounds amazing. I wanted to ask you, what's the fastest that you've ever went on the racetrack? Because I know if you're going down the road, you got a certain speed limit. But I mean, when you're on the track, I mean, what's the fastest you've ever went?
Yeah. Well, I was just down in Daytona in February, so I think we got up to 170, I believe it was, out of Daytona.
Wow.
When you're going around that track, I'm always wondering, do you ever get bored? Does it ever bore you, or are you just so pumped up that it never bores you?
No, you never get bored. You have so much stuff going on that you don't really realize where you're at sometimes on the track, because if you're racing side by side next to somebody, your focus is on that, or even if you're out front leading, you have to focus on your marks, because there might be somebody right behind you that's trying to take that position from you.
Okay.
In 2014, you were featured as a guest driver to race in the Susan G. Komen Race for Cure race car at Tuscan Speedway. I know that had to be an honor to be a part of that.
Yeah, it was a huge honor for me to be part of that. I mean, me being a female, and breast cancer is huge among us females as well as guys, too. I mean, a lot of guys don't really think about it, but I knew somebody who was like a sister to me, and she passed away from breast cancer, so it was kind of close to home about how that meant to me.
Yeah, that's...
Do you have lots of sponsors? Do you have like maybe Susan Komen sponsor you or anything like that?
We have a couple sponsors right now. mancavesite.org, which is an amazing website. They also have one as well called Interdiva Den. Both of them amazing people, amazing websites. If you guys go check them out, they're awesome. As well as Redding Hair Care as well.
Okay.
Can you tell us about how you became team owner of your own NASCAR Super Late Model Team number 47?
Yeah, well, for a while, it was my dad. He owned it and everything. And then we decided to put everything in my name, and then now I'm paying all the bills for it.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Was that his number, or do you get to pick a number, or how do those numbers go? I was kind of curious of how those number things go.
No, you can pretty much pick your own number if you want. Some numbers mean things, some numbers don't. I had number 11 for the longest time, and it was just my birthday added up, and I really liked that. And now we're at 47, which is I was born in April, and then on the 7th, so that's where the 47 came from.
Okay.
Wow, yeah, I was actually born in April, too, on the 19th.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Did you ever get the opportunity to meet the late Dale Earnhardt Sr.?
I did not, no.
Okay.
What about one of my favorites, Richard Petty? Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I met him actually a couple times. He's a real nice guy.
I remember I stood in line for his autograph, but I was thrilled just to meet him.
Yeah, all the drivers are typically really nice out there.
Are you still a regular guest on TV and radio as a commentator on all things NASCAR, among other shows that you've appeared on?
Not really. I took a step back from that just so I can focus on racing and then as well as school.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Have you just basically raced in the Arizona area, I guess, or have you got to go to other places? I guess.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
I raced in Vegas, California, Utah, Colorado, Washington. I've been all over the place racing. I've been a couple races back east in Dillon Motor Speedway.
What about down south here in Georgia, or any of those down? Have you ever been down here?
I have not. No.
Okay.
How was it? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were finished. I didn't want to interrupt. When we have guests on, we don't ever know, when they're, through, and we try not to, over talk them or anything. How was it for you doing the 101 Days of Summer military tour?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, being able to give back to the military, because I can't do what they do. You have to have a ton of guts to be able to do that, to fight for everyone's freedom, and I like to go out there, and this is like my way of thanking them, and we pretty much go out and talk about drinking and driving as well as texting on your phone and driving, because a lot of guys from the military come back from Iraq or Afghanistan thinking that, oh, I almost got blown up, I can do whatever I want, no one can stop me now. So they end up actually dying here in the U.S. from something like boating accidents and drinking and driving than overseas.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I think it's wonderful what you're doing, Cassie, with the being a speaker for teens and also on teen driving and safety issues, and also you've got that program where you don't drive and text, and I just think that's wonderful that you're doing that to change so many people's lives and make people aware of that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's definitely, you have to thank them for what they do, because they put their lives on the line for us to be able to go out and race, do what we love to do.
That's right. I have to agree with you 100% on that. Without the great men and women of this country, we wouldn't have the freedom that we have today. And every time I'm out, and I see a man in uniform or a woman in uniform, I always try to walk up to them. I always try to say thank you for doing what you do for this country, because, it gratifies me, because I appreciate everything they do, because I know without them we wouldn't have the freedom we have.
Exactly, and they really appreciate that too, because not a lot of people do that nowadays now, to actually thank them for doing it. A lot of people just take it for granted.
Yeah.
What do your family and friends think of you racing? Do you got any idea? Any questions or think about it? What do they think about it?
My friends actually think it's pretty cool, because it's something that not a lot of people do, so it's really unusual of what I do, and my family's probably over it by now, but they still support me 1,000% of what I do.
Oh, okay.
Now, do you race against males as well, or is it just females you race against?
No, we race against males as well.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I have a question that somebody asked me to ask you. I can't remember who, but what do you think about there's not so many females in the sport? Do you think that there's some type of bias there or anything, or do you see that changing?
No, it's definitely not a biased issue. I think just more females just need to be more involved with racing. Like right now, racing down in Tucson, there's actually 3 females right now in my division, and when I first started, it was just me. So that alone is making a ton of progress, and there's actually a lot more females out there racing and trying to make it into NASCAR.
Okay.
Now, speaking of females, have you had the honor of meeting Danica Patrick?
Yeah, I have. She's actually a real nice person, and we've actually talked a lot about different things and how to make it into racing.
Awesome. That is so cool. She's one of my favorites. Her and Dale Jr. on the Sprint Cup thing. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah, both of them are really great people.
Now, I think you answered this before, but do you help with any of the mechanical aspects of the cars? You know, of the engines and the tires or any of that stuff, or?
Yeah, I actually help out a lot with the car. Tires not so much because tires are really particular in racing. Like, if you don't get them right, the whole car is just going to be awful. So I let my crew chief deal with that and everything. But I work on a lot of my car itself.
Oh, okay.
I think it's awesome about the difference you have made in people's lives by contributing to the only children's heart museum in the country, American Heart Association, Hell Heart Children's Museum, race its hearts and cystic fibrosis, Breath of Life Racing. Can you tell us about that? I'm sorry, it's actually Museum Racing and Breath of Life. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the Haley Heart Museum out here in Phoenix put on this great event for cystic fibrosis and heart disease, and it was just an amazing event to learn all that kind of stuff. Like, I didn't really know much about cystic fibrosis and all that kind of stuff, and it opened my eyes to a lot of different things that go on and all the people who need help and all the kids that are having issues out there. It just opens you up more about what's going on, just besides what's going on in your little bubble in life.
Okay.
I have a question for you. What if you weren't racing, and I know you don't have a lot of time, but what would you be doing if you weren't racing?
Well, if I wasn't racing, I would still be just doing my job. Normally, that's what I normally do. I have a totally normal job, Monday through Saturday. I work all the time, and then when I come home, I just hang out with my puppy and take him to the dog park all the time.
Oh.
What is your recommendation to maybe kids or adults out there listening that are thinking about going into the career of NASCAR racing or any type of racing for that matter? What is your advice to them in getting started in the NASCAR business?
Yeah, well, if you're young or old, go ahead and do it. What I tell people all the time who are younger than me is, if somebody tells you no, keep doing it anyways. I've been told no, I can't be racing, I'm not going to be able to do anything in racing, and I just tell them now, like, okay, watch me do it. And now, like, people were saying that I'd never make it to Daytona, and I was out there racing at Daytona. So you just gotta just do what you're set on doing, whether it's racing or anything else.
I think that's that is very good advice and awesome advice. And since you brought that up, speaking of dreams and stuff, I want to give a shout out to I know that they actually sponsor you, Chasing Your Dream Radio. I know they actually sponsor you and stuff, and they sponsor a lot of other people too. And you know, I just want to thank them for doing that. And, you know, achieving dreams, you know, a lot of times, you know, like you said, people will give up before they ever get started. And, you know, even with disabilities or ailments or whatever, you know, they're still able to do stuff, you know, that they might not have thought they could if they wouldn't have first put forth an effort.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to keep doing what you're doing, and people are going to tell you no, and that should just fuel your fire even more to be able to do what you want to do.
I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with that 100%.
I wanted to ask you how safe are those cars? I mean, you know, you hear about sometimes some tragedies, but how safe are those race cars that you're in?
These cars are extremely safe. I would rather hit a wall going 120 miles an hour in my race car than getting in an accident 5 miles an hour on the street. That's how safe I feel in my race car. Buckle it in. You have a 6-point harness. I have a full containment custom seat that just goes for me. So if you're not going to be going anywhere in these cars, then there hasn't really been any fatalities in racing for quite some time now.
Right.
I wanted to ask you, whenever they do the different races and stuff where they have 200 laps or 400 laps, how do they determine how many laps they're going to do on each race? How do they figure that out?
Well, it depends. Like, if it's like the last race, the Coca-Cola is 600, and that's based on miles. So however big the track is, they do the miles calculation and be like, okay, we're going to do 600 miles, and that'll be 300 laps or 400 laps, whatever it was.
Okay, that's interesting.
Now, do you have a backup driver just in case? I mean, you hear some of these teams that have a backup driver, or are you not a big enough team to have a backup driver?
Yeah, we're not a big enough team to have a backup driver.
Okay.
Now, what are your thoughts? I'm gonna actually. This is actually a game that we do with our guests sometimes. I'm gonna name 5 different NASCAR racers to you, and I'm gonna ask you your thoughts on them, and then you can give me your thoughts. Okay, the first name is Rusty Wallace.
He's a great driver, great person. I mean, Rusty Wallace, you can't really get a better name than that. He's just a great all-around person and driver.
Okay, now this next name falls in the category of the monster trucks. Medusa.
Well, I don't really follow monster trucks too much, but I do know that name, and that just kind of seems like a big, bad name to have, and an intimidating name, and it just seems all around cool. I mean, it's a monster truck named Medusa. Who doesn't fear that?
Okay. The third name is Jeff Gordon.
Definitely gonna miss him since he's not going to be around in racing, or he is going to be around in racing, but he's not going to be actually racing next year anymore. He's actually just going to be a commentator now, and he's going to be missed. He has a ton of wins, championships. I mean, just great driver that's going to be missed out there racing.
Yeah, fan favorite for sure.
Exactly.
Okay, the fourth name is Cassie Kane.
Definitely. That was kind of hard because he's to me, he kind of seems like the pretty boy in racing. He's a great driver, and he's a great guy as well.
Okay, and the fifth name, because I know this one is popular, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, definitely big name there. He's also one of the great drivers as well, and definitely one of the fan favorites. No matter where you go, who you know, they always talk about Dale Earnhardt Jr. and everybody. He's just an all-around fan favorite.
What's the maybe biggest attendance or whatever that you know of that you raced, before?
Say that again? You were breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Biggest attendance on a racetrack or whatever that you performed before. Do you know how many fans?
That I don't know. No. I would say thousands, but I don't know exactly how much.
Oh, okay. Do they get you all excited, when they cheer and all that? Is that?
Well, before the race, yeah, but when you're in the car, you can't hear because it's so loud and everything. So and then you can't look up in the stands or anything, so you don't really pay attention to that because you got so much stuff going on around you.
Right. Okay.
Now, do y'all wear earplugs when you're in the car because it's so loud, or not?
Well, I have a custom-made earpiece for me that's connected to a radio. So my spotter up in No Man's Land is what I call it. He's actually talking to me, telling me where everybody else on the track is.
Okay.
When is your next race? When are you going to race again?
My next race, I think, is in 4 weeks from now.
Where will you be?
4 weeks from now. Down in Tucson, at Tucson Speedway.
Oh. I do got to say that a few years ago I got a chance to go to Tucson, spend a few days there. I didn't want to leave. It was beautiful there.
Yeah, you have to came when it was actually nice out.
I want to ask you, will that be on TV when you're racing in 4 weeks?
They have something called fanschoicetv.com that you can watch it on the internet.
Okay. Something else I wanted to ask you is, whenever you're doing a race, actually I got 2 more questions for you. And then that's going to wrap up my part of the interview. But whenever you're doing a race and there's bad weather coming in or something, and you of course got a rain delay and everything. What do you do in the off time, I guess you could say, to get your mind off of the weather and everything? I mean, with the race, waiting on the race to begin.
Well, pretty much you just goof off with your crew is mainly the biggest thing. There's really not much you can do. You pretty much sit in the trailer or go to somebody else's trailer and hang out or do something, but we pretty much as drivers just goof off before that if it's just like a rain delay or something.
Okay, and my last question for you, I know that Coca-Cola is the official sponsor for NASCAR. Is Coca-Cola also the official sponsor for your racing as well?
No, what ours is called the Wheel-In All-American Series, and that's who our main sponsor is, but we have a decal on our car that has Coca-Cola on it, and then at the end of the year, if we have it on the car, they actually give us a little bit of money for it.
Okay, so do y'all drink Gatorade or Powerade to help give you energy and stuff, or not?
Yeah, I drink Powerade all the time, and I actually drink that when I'm in the car too. Yeah,
I noticed that the regular Powerade they say has more sugar or something in it, and the Powerade Zero has like less salt and no sugar or something in it. So I mainly drink the Powerade Zero, but I have drunk the Powerade too, and they're both good, and they both give you electrolytes, to help you and everything. So that's good.
Yeah, they do their job with your get out of the car and everything and get rehydrated. Both Gatorade and Powerade works amazing.
Awesome. Harold, do you have another question you want to ask?
No, I want to thank her for taking time out of her busy schedule to talk with us and everything.
Yeah, we want to thank you for being on the show today, and we know you're busy and everything, but we want to thank you for being on. And also, before you go, Cassie, do you have any upcoming events that you want to promote or anything?
I don't think at the moment right now, just besides my next race. And you can find that if you're in Tucson or the Phoenix area. Just go to my website or Facebook page. It's just Cassie Gannis, or even Twitter too, and that's at Cassie Gannis. And it'll be posted on there. I don't know if I have any upcoming events. I probably forgot or something. My mom might have something for me tomorrow, but I don't know. I tend to forget those kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you so much for being on. We hope that you'll come back again in the future and be on the Wrestling Lounge.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me.
Take care.
You're very welcome. Take care.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was NASCAR racer Cassie Gannis, and we will be back next week, and we will be posting next week's schedule a little later today about who we'll have on next week. And for me and Harold, we want to say so long from the Wrestling Lounge.
So long. Goodbye. Take care. God bless.